you make your way over to the library. And how are you going to get through? Are you going to try to walk through the force field, just straight up walk through it, go through the weak spot, or go for a bit of a swim?
Is the force field visible in any way?
Nope. It is invisible.
Okay.
He did talk about how only part of the library was in the force field, so if you go through the ruined part, you can see where the force field starts, because that's where the library is still intact.
Ooh, let's do that.
Got you.
Yeah, at least use that to find where it is. And there's also a way, there's tunnels you can get to through the rocks near the Black Cliff.
That will involve some swimming.
I do have detect magic, so we can maybe potentially use that to find the weak spot by seeing where the magic is weakest.
Potentially, yeah. Which way are you gonna go?
You know, like, before you, like, let's say there's a glass wall, so you kind of put something in front of you so you don't end up walking into it. So kind of do that with the with my staff to see if anything weird happens with the force field around.
Yeah, you could do that. So
Yeah, just to test
just
it.
walking towards the building, or are we walking through like the ruined section?
Ooh, could we try the ruin?
I think we're all leaning towards the ruined section at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, which the ruined section is where you will find the weak spot. You're walking through the collapsed part of the library, which is just stone and rubble. You can see like bits and pieces of the architecture that once was here. Might make some of you a little sad that the rest of this building must have been just as beautiful as the part that is still preserved, and it's just rubble.
It's beautiful in its own way, in its state of decay.
I agree.
It's rubbish.
Well,
Excuse you.
I mean, literal rubbish, not personally.
I mean, I'm sure there's some pieces that are big enough they could be reused for something.
I guess so. And like stick poking around.
Can I see any like tiny pieces of rock or other material in the fallen apart section?
Roll me an investigation check, because you're poking around in the rubble.
That's an 18.
As you are looking around, you can tell this place has been thoroughly scavenged. You're not sure if it was by the people from the town or perhaps by other people passing through. Probably some people from the town trying to recover things. It's been picked clean. If there were any items in this part, they're gone.
So much for a souvenir.
Also, you were able to find some interesting rocks or whatever you're looking for.
Just find a nice little... Oh, you're in pretty shape. I will always remember this place. Carry it with me in my heart. And my pocket. Yoink.
Is Ileona also looking for interesting rocks?
yeah, I've for sure, like, they would definitely be interested in keeping a rock, but I also like to just, like, toss a rock at the force field just to see what happens.
Oh, you see, that's a more smart thing.
Also, you can see the spot where ruins end, and you can see where the preserved building is. So, roll dex or strength as you throw a rock, or just a ranged attack.
Big 12.
Honestly, I think the rock just passes through.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting.
Who's gonna impulsively go up and touch it?
Well, I'm still with my stick.
Oh, absolutely. Rock passes through and think, okay. Just walk through whatever looks most like a doorway in the ruins, like, as if I'm parting a curtain.
The second you come into contact with the force field, it hurts. It hasn't actually done damage, but it does hurt. Are you going to continue to push, just walk straight through?
It's like, rude. Just go through again.
I am going to need a Constitution saving throw as you try and just straight walk through the force field.
Okay. 16.
The DC was 18.
Ooh.
So you're gonna take 2d8 points of damage.
Ouchie.
So that would be 7 points of damage. As you walk through the force field, I'll say there's like a hallway that you're able to get into.
Basang shouts, Lysandra, be careful! And then sees that happen. Luckily has a healing staff, so...
It's like, I was careful! I didn't hit anything.
Like heat ripples in the air, but you could tell just like that hurt.
Can we hear Lysandra through the force field?
Yeah. So, are the rest of you going to try and find the weak spot, or are we just going to keep walking on straight on through? Because the weak spot should hurt less.
I'm definitely gonna tap around it, see if my stick can, like, do anything with...
Both of you give me an investigation check.
Okay.
I got a 20 total.
Okay. So with a 20, Eliona, you are able to not only find the weak spot, but you also find a single healing potion hidden under some of the rubble.
Wow.
Okay.
Is the weak spot like 2 feet to my left?
It's probably not that far from where you went through, and you see there's like a flickering light behind some of the rubble where the spell is starting to sort of fade, but you're going to have to move some of the rocks out of the way if you want to be able to get through that spot, and Eliona can't help you unless she walks back through and takes that damage again.
Alright. Well, I guess we'll try to move some rocks and, well, first I claim the potion, and then move some rocks and try to walk on through.
Let's get a strength check.
Stay put, we're coming. We're coming.
Oh, if you say so. Which is probably a good thing that you said so, because I am inherently loyal and will do even questionable things for my friends. So if you'd asked me to help you move rocks, I would have helped you move the rocks.
Got an 11 to move rocks.
Oh, did you say strength check?
Not quite. Yes.
Okay, let's see.
So we have Eliona just straining to try and roll this rock out of the way. Picture like you have your hands on, like you're digging your feet into the ground, putting your body weight into it, and it's not moving.
Wedge the quarterstaff in there and then like trying to like pry it out, but end up just hanging feet off the ground.
Yeah, you can do it. That's good technique.
I got it.
The idea is there.
So Pasong, what did you get?
13.
Also not quite. You're able to get the rock that Iliona's working on to like wobble slightly, but it's still not getting, you still can't quite get it out of the way. Do you want to try again?
Yes. Strength is not my forte.
Yeah,
Strength is not your strong suit.
It's the same result.
Does whoever have the high-end strength can do it with advantage because you're working together?
I just rolled and I got a 13 again for the second try.
Yeah, you go ahead and take advantage.
Advantage, yeah.
I'm at a -1. So.
I have a -1 too.
All right, well,
Oh, I have a 0.
That's a 1.
yeah. We're just stuck in
We are
it.
the strengthless party.
Yeah.
So, Pasong, as you attempt to do this, it's still like, you can wiggle it a little bit, but it's not moving. And you start to slip, but you're able to catch yourself.
Oh no.
So you do not take any damage from sliding down a rock.
Okay.
It's looking like you're either going to have to backtrack and go through the tunnel, or just tough it out and try and walk through the force field. It didn't kill your friend, Lysandra, so you'd theoretically be okay.
Considering one of our party is already on the other side, I think it is weirdly the most prudent option to just head down and take some damage.
Otherwise, if someone can get one more try to roll, I can give you some inspiration.
You were holding out?
Did you forget bards can do that? Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to barrel through at this
Yeah,
point.
me too. Cause like this is frustrating trying to move rocks.
I need con saves from both of you.
All right.
As
Roll
you
high.
just barrel through.
Nice.
So you take 12 halved to 6.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, and that one. Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
My con is high though. It's one of my higher stats, but today is just the dice is like fuck you, you know. So
So with your con, what does that make it?
4.
Ooh, yeah. You are going to take. Oh, well, that night roll was a little bit better. I'll say you take 9, but you are now glowing faintly,
Oh,
as if
no.
under the effect of fairy fire.
Oh no.
That's darling. Did the whiskey go to your skin?
Clearly. Okay, wait. So you know, my HP's not bad. My HP's pretty high up now. So wait, what color is this glow again?
I'll say it's just this white, almost kind of ghostly glow.
Cool.
So you are effectively like in a hallway and there's a doorway ahead of you. It's a very impressive double doorway.
Oh.
Oh, more double doors.
Oh, no.
Sandra should be excited.
Yeah. No, correction. It's a massive iron door.
Oh.
And there's literally nowhere else for you to go.
Is it a strength check to open it? Because we might just be done.
No. It's not a strength check. I'm not going to do that to you anymore. Well, any more than necessary.
Just stuck in the hallway.
Yeah. Well, good game.
I'd like to heal us a little, like if that can be.
No, it's fine. It's
Go
fine.
for
This is
it.
nothing. This is nothing.
Yeah. Let me
Ouch.
see here. So I have Staff of Healing. That's the Mass Cure Wounds. That's like a 3d8. So what Basang does is, okay, everybody gather around the staff, and then like puts the staff like straight, like sits it, and while holding it, the staff starts to glow like a grassy green. He is a wood elf, anyways. And yeah, let's see what that gets us. The aura grows and encompasses the group as a whole, and that's 15.
So everyone is now fine. Excellent.
Thank you, my friend. Just clasps his shoulders. You are most generous. That's a big door.
Just don't go running off by yourself again, please.
You were behind me. I wasn't by myself.
Well, just be careful.
No promises.
As you just immediately open the door.
I want to knock first. A little shave and a haircut.
You knock, and then you wait. And you wait. And nothing happens.
Nobody's home. Let's break in.
Can I inspect the door for traps or markings or anything out of the ordinary?
Roll an investigation check.
Yes, because I'm so good at investigation. I'm actually not.
Yeah, you are.
13.
It is an impressive, sturdy iron door. It's not fancy like the front door to this building would be, because it doesn't need to be fancy. You see no signs of traps or anything of the sort. It's just a very sturdy, impressive iron door.
Okay. Is there like a pull ring or a knob, or does it look like a push in, or...
Yeah, where's the hinges? What's the hinge situation?
Tell us about this door. How does this door open?
It opens towards you.
All right. Well, against my better judgment and my inability to move heavy things, I will attempt to open the door.
Since you said it like that, can I get a strength check?
Yeah, of course. I know what I'm setting myself up for.
Just because you said it like that.
5, big 5.
It's almost painful to watch.
I don't think this is the way. I don't think we can go this way. This seems it's blocked off somehow. I don't know. We should figure out a different way.
Just walk up and open the door.
Yeah. Eliona, you were like digging your feet in. It's like scooching open inch by inch, and you're like, this door has to be stuck. And then Lysandra just whoop opens it.
You're doing great, sweetie.
At least it's open now.
Yeah, you loosened it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I loosened it. You're very welcome. Thank you. We make a good team.
Now that you have the door open, you see a short hallway in front of you that opens into a large vestibule that's lit by magical torches that emit light but don't have any fire within them. The air smells very dusty, and it's considerably colder here than it was outside. There are a few cracks in the ceiling that show damage that was done to the building, but otherwise it's surprisingly intact considering the amount of rubble outside. Step through the door.
Yes.
Start walking down the hallway.
Just think, you
and
guys.
The door slams behind you.
We may be the first people in here since the apocalypse. We may also be the last people in here.
We'll be
Hello?
fine. No, don't.
The door was much easier to close than open.
It was very heavy. Yes, maybe it has a thing that does a thing and just... Doop.
Roll me an Arcana check.
11.
I'll say you see signs of some sort of etching or something on the floor that would have just looked decorative. But now you're starting to wonder if maybe that was something that you triggered when you walked over it that was on the other side of the door. So when you entered, that's what caused the door to slam.
Ah. Neat. Does somebody want to check if the door opens real quick, or should we just carry on?
Not it.
Yeah, no, I was going to, as Pasang, check the door when it slammed behind us, just like shaking it, see anything.
Give me investigation or Arcana as you're trying to see if you can get the door to open.
Okay, let's see which one's good. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, so we're gonna do that. It's a 13.
This door is sealed shut.
Yeah.
None of you have anything that could get you through the door. And you don't know anyone who would have anything that could get through the door to get to you.
Well, I mean, I could potentially try, but I'm not using that. Because I do have Dispel Magic, but nah.
Well, we wanted to be here anyways, so
yeah,
it's a sign. The only way out is through.
You can't leave unless you are able to figure out what happened here and take down the defenses.
Onward.
And upward.
Seems to be the only choice here. Yep.
Or downward. We could go down.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
And as you turn to continue in, you do briefly see the ghost of a giant centipede. Comes out of the column, goes through the wall.
Nope.
Well, that's slightly disconcerting.
Don't like that. Nope.
Neat.
So, where are we gonna go?
Well, I suppose walk forward into this kind of large main area and look around. Looks like there's some tables and statues and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grip tight to my staff, get ready to attack and swing anything that might pop out again.
Eliona, as you are going to check out the tables, you see one was destroyed where it looks like a piece of the ceiling crashed down. There's not a hole in the roof, just like a chunk out of the ceiling fell down, because it's very, very thick ceiling. Roll me investigation.
All right. Only an 11.
When you're looking at the destroyed table, you see there's a pouch with 10 gold pieces and 2 gems that are worth 30 gold each. And on the other table, there's just sitting out a drawing of a very sinister, hellish landscape with some writing on it. And the note says, "If they ever escape, this is Zazrik's City of Screams, home of the demon Chiralzi. Find them before they can return."
Well, I will bring everyone's attention to that particular document. I don't feel great about City of Screams. That doesn't seem like... I like to go new places, but I don't know that I'd be interested in going to the City of Scream.
It could be an amusement park.
I suppose context clues make me think otherwise.
Yeah, doesn't it mention a demon or something?
Do you want to roll history?
Yeah, I don't think it's about amusement.
Sure, I got a little bit of history.
Just not your amusement.
12.
11. Wow, what are these mid rolls for me? Oh my god.
I got a dirty 20.
There you go.
The only good roller in here.
It would also make sense because Lysandra is the only person who is knowledgeable about Blackcleft. You remember hearing a story about the Duke of Blackcleft banished the demon Chilralzi. So a few decades ago, the powerful demon Chilralzi, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly, physically entered the world through a portal. The creature longed to be worshipped by mortals like a god, and it didn't take long until it found the right servants. A group of ruthless, power-hungry people were willing to do his bidding in return for dark secrets and arcane knowledge. They did horrible things for years until the Duke, Tegrim Darash, managed to find their secret later. He banished Chiralzi, and a soldier captured the cult members, not without dire losses though. He found out that the cultists did have far-reaching plans even beyond their deaths, and if they were killed, Chiralzi would turn them into mighty demons, more powerful than ever. They would return and wreak havoc, slaying all who dared oppose them. I'll say you also know that he worked for a way to prevent this from happening. He was well versed in the arcane, and he started looking for a solution and found one. In the ancient past, the god Ra-Zai, a god of death, vanished and his divine realm dissolved. One of his angels serving him was Ajiriel, a so-called Reaper Angel or Angel of Death. He was subordinate of the Archangel Sadarwas, who also survived the destruction of the divine realm. So Darwas nowadays acts as a warlock patron and is an unwilling servant of the devil goddess. After the divine calamity, Ajiriel searched for Sadarwas for decades but never found him. The Reaper Angel decided to act on his own, continuing to guide the souls of the dead to the realms of the afterlife. The Duke found out about him and devised a plan. He summoned and captured Ajiriel, magically binding him to the Library of Sorrows, because that was where they kept dangerous books and other items for centuries and was already equipped with powerful protections. Ajiriel was not supposed to let any soul escape the library, and precautions were taken, and Tigrim had the cultists executed inside of the library. Their bodies were cremated and put into urns with their soul bound to the ceramic jars. The only thing Tigrim didn't plan for was the fact that the apocalypse was coming. The land survived, but large parts of the building were destroyed. And I think this is the moment when Lysandra realizes, oh, not only is that story real, we're in that library. I knew that name sounded familiar. Well, shit.
Oh, no.
What?
Whoopsies.
What is it?
We're screwed.
Well, yeah. Ever since we stepped into this town, I think things have been working against us for sure.
Maybe against you.
Well, okay, but if I didn't have my healing staff, you would be toast.
I didn't say you weren't good to have around and you're not my friend. I just mean that you've been having a bit of a tough time. Are you feeling okay? Because there's demons around.
There's just something about messing with souls that really, really pushes my buttons, and I won't say any more than that.
Well, if you want to deal with problems of people messing with souls, you're in the right place. Or the wrong place. You're in the place.
Let's kill whatever it is we have to kill.
Hopefully you don't regret saying that.
We're going to continue investigating.
Yeah, investigate.
Oh, yeah.
Ahead, you see a staircase behind you. You see there are 2 doors to rooms. You aren't sure what is to the right of the entrance because you have not gone down that way.
And as we're looking around, Lyssandra's gonna try and explain as much of that whole lore drop as she can.
So a literal demon then?
Yes!
Okay.
Like an actual demon.
Great. That sounds just perfect. I'm being sarcastic, by the way.
Thank you for clarifying. It's hard to tell with you sometimes.
I know. I got a 10, by the way, for my investigation.
What are you going to investigate? Where are you going to look?
As I'm still glowing white, I want to go towards that staircase. It's calling to me.
This one leads down, but a heavy iron door bars the way. There is a magic room. Roll Arcana to see if you can figure out if anything about that room.
Oh boy, an 11.
It's beyond anything you know, so you're pretty sure you do not have anything that can break it.
I found a door here.
There's a very ordinary looking, mundane lock. Would you like to investigate that?
I want to break that lock.
Roll to investigate.
Okay, a 14.
As you try and peer in and figure out, can I break this? Can I pick it? You get a glimpse inside, and it looks like the mechanisms inside are constantly changing shape. There is no way in hell you can pick this lock. You would have to find a very special key.
Okay.
And can everyone roll me perception?
9.
18.
21. Finally a good one.
Oh, dang!
Nice. I will say that Lysandra and Pasang, you hear distantly a faint humming sound. Accompanied by Pasang, you catch there's a faint jingle that are like keys. And for Eliona, I think you're too distracted by wanting to know what's in the other 2 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So are you gonna do the one by the wall or the one nearest to the hallway?
Kind of the one closer to the stairs, I guess.
Okay. So you open the door. You see it's a storage room.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mundane stuff would have been stored here. Quills, ink pots, water bottles, ropes, so on. There is one strange thing that you see without having to roll. There is a bag on the ground, and it's just kind of moving around on its own. Just kind of scooching around.
All right. Take the quarterstaff and just kind of poke at it. See if it reacts at all, or...
Give me an investigation check.
19.
As you're going forward to poke, you realize the motion looks like there's a little animal stuck inside. And you're able to kind of poke and nudge the bag. And it opens and you see this little mechanical ferret pop out. Aww.
All right.
It's very cute. Probably a mix of magic and some kind of technology, and has these little gems for eyes. And it just looks up at you and says, "What's my name?"
Oh, I don't know your name. We just met.
"What's my name?"
Just call for Lysandra. Lysandra,
Yes?
Yeah, both of you hear this little squeaky little voice saying, "What's my name?"
I found a thing that needs a name.
Cute little guy, aren't you, precious?
It only has eyes for Leona. It's not paying attention to the other two as it's waiting for its name.
It wants you to name it. Go on.
I don't think you should name it. That sounds like a trap.
It didn't say to give it your name.
Would you like to roll Insight or Arcana for Pasong and Lysandra as you are checking out this little ferret?
Yes. Ooh, not 20 plus a 5, 25.
What the hell? I got nat 20
Wow!
for a 26. Dang.
Let's see who's right.
The universe really wants us to know about this ferret, Bree.
It really does. So, Pasong, yours was Insight, yes?
Yes.
And mine was Arcana.
This ferret exists purely to be helpful. There is not even the barest hint of malice in any part of it. It just wants to be helpful. And for Lysandra, you've seen things like this before. They're not super common, but constructs like this were created decades ago during the War of Valenus, which ended up leading to the apocalypse. But there was a magical academy of Serene that would offer its students magical constructs as teaching aids. Something like this would be able to speak and read Common, Elvish, Orcish, Draconic, Celestial, and Infernal. It has its own personality and will serve its new master, Ileona, to the best of its abilities. It can't fight or carry anything, and is very weak. It's good at Arcana and History, and it can only answer a certain amount of questions before it has to shut down and recharge for an hour.
Well, your name is Hugo.
Yay, does a little happy dance. How can I help you?
Can you tell us what's down these stairs?
Downstairs is where they have some of the research and testing chambers. For the more dangerous items are kept downstairs.
The more dangerous items. Good to know.
How do we get through that door that's locked?
You have to find the key.
Okay, where is the key?
Aura has the key.
Who?
Who has the key?
Aura, one of the chief researchers.
I bet Aura is dead.
I don't know, I heard some humming earlier and it sounded pretty lively. Oh, right, I heard some humming earlier, by the way.
Oh, that's what that
well.
was. I thought I was just coming off of that whiskey.
Well, it certainly wasn't me,
No.
and I didn't have any whiskey either.
Maybe we should go find this humming?
Where do we find Aura? I asked the ferret.
If Aura's not in the main library, they'll be back in town. I'm unable to locate them at this moment, though.
I don't think they're back in town.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't get back there at this point anyway, so...
Well, this ferret is no use.
I mean, I guess.
It can hear you.
Pasong, at this point, you remember that Gobrand mentioned that they were pretty sure everyone that was in the library died when the apocalypse happened, and this ferret has been in the library since before the apocalypse, so
Oh, yeah.
knows everything up until 2 years ago when the apocalypse happened.
Oh, no.
Up to 2 years before the apocalypse happened.
And Pasang kneels down at the ferret and says, "Listen, little guy, I got some bad news for you. They're all dead.
Just stares up at you,
The apocalypse happened. They're all dead."
blinks, turns its attention back to Ileona.
Reach down and pick it up, and I just sit it on my shoulder.
Well, that was rude.
You pick it up around the scruff, and it automatically does the ferret thing where it yawns when you pick it up, and just kind of like just chills on your shoulder.
All right.
Oh my god. It's
Well, I wasn't expecting to get a pet, but
Oh, really?
it's still a very exciting prospect.
What were you expecting? Just curious.
Less mechanical animals, less demons, more rocks, I guess. I was expecting more rocks, honestly. Seems like a rock-heavy town.
In a library?
I mean, sure. Books about rocks?
Well, I'm glad you've picked up an enthusiasm for rocks.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty neat.
Lysandra and Hassan, would you also like to roll either investigation or perception as you're in this room now that you are no longer like, oh my god, there's a mechanical ferret, what is this?
Mhm.
Sure. Yee.
All right, that's a dirty 20.
That's a 9.
I'm so offended by this ferret that I'm like, ugh, looking around for something else.
So, Lysandra, what you find is a bunch of old water bottles that have, like, green stuff floating inside. It's gone bad. You're not sure how water's gone bad, but this water's gone bad.
Just shake it. Watch it like a snow globe.
Song, you find a very finely crafted magnifying glass. These are rare, could easily be sold for 100 gold pieces. And just a meta comment, when using it to make an investigation check related to reading anything within the library, those checks will be made with advantage.
Ooh.
Well, that's helpful.
And you also find an old violin that has a note on it that says the curse was successfully broken. It's now a mundane violin with a few non-magical rune carvings on the inside.
Lysandra, I found something you might be interested in.
Oh.
Hands over the violin.
Starts cleaning off the dust.
Give me history.
That's a 24 on history.
This was Varasha's violin. And also, you also recognized from the markings. This was the violin that once held part of her soul that was bound to it by the sorceress. There's supposed to be 3. And would have had pretty intense defenses. It looks like they were able to free part of Rasha's soul, but were not able to get to the other 2, which also meant they would have been able to free part of the sorcerer's soul as well, who put her soul in the same 2 instruments, same 3 instruments. I know how math works.
And math is hard. That's why we play TTRPGs.
Yeah.
And that's why I use virtual tabletops to do math for me.
Yeah, Lysandra just grabs the violin, sees what it is, and slowly sinks down to their knees and just sits.
What's wrong?
It's Brasha's.
Oh. Oh.
She's not here. Somebody started freeing the soul. It's not just an instrument, it's
a nice instrument. Worth about 40 gold, or I think you would argue it's worth much more than that.
It's invaluable.
Can't put a price on that kind of history.
It's mine now.
Well, so they did start successfully freeing her.
Yes, but who is they?
It seems like there's a lot going on here. There's soul experiments with instruments and sorceresses and demons and mechanical ferrets.
To be fair, the putting of the pieces of the soul and the instruments didn't happen within the library. They were just fixing it within the library.
Fair enough.
The library was not involved in that.
We're the good guys, dang it. We're librarians.
So the violin had a piece of the soul, but now it doesn't.
It would seem so. Pluck a string.
It's very out of tune.
Yeah. cringe a little bit and start tuning it.
Shall we keep exploring? Perhaps we'll find more instruments.
Yes, and I also found this. Holds up the magnifying glass. Seems pretty useful.
Oh, very helpful for books.
Where are we going now?
We want to just next room over, or...
I want to go back out to the main hallway and see if I can still hear the humming and figure out where it's coming from.
Yeah, if you want to go out to the main hall and make an investigation check, and if, while you're figuring that out, if someone else wants to go check the next room over.
Yep, I can keep checking.
I got a 21.
So where you're standing out in the hall, you can see that the hallway does eventually end, and there is a door at the other end of the hall, but it also looks like there might be a hallway, and it sounds like the humming is echoing from around that corner. And Pasong, if you would like to roll as you go into the next room, just pop your head in to see what's in there.
Investigation, was it?
Yes.
12.
With the 12, you quickly realize one thing is when you stick your head in the door, dead silence. You cannot hear a thing. It's a little study room.
Okay.
There's a couple books left out on a table.
I definitely ready my magnifying glass for the book.
So the books that you see, there are 5 of them. One is Notorious Demons, a study of 100 individual demons that were summoned to the mortal world multiple times and changed the course of history.
A page turner.
One is Death from a Supernatural Perspective, a treatise on silver cords, deities, and angels of death. One is The Great Theory of the Multiverses. One is The Power of True Names, an abstract arcane study. And the other is Draconic Souls, a study of dragons and related species.
I want to go for the demonic one.
Notorious Demons.
Yes.
As you pick up the book and flip through, probably enjoying the fact that it's so quiet in here. It's so nice. You flipped to Chiralzi's name, which, fun fact, starts with a T, but you would know that because you've read it and not just heard me saying it to you. This is a demon that loves messing with mortals, especially mortals that are filled with raging hatred. Their whole thing is to burn down existing societies and then build up a new society ruled by people worshipping them. He has been successful, reportedly, at least 3 times in the last few millennia. He's attempting to become a true ruler of demons, according to the book, and establish his own demonic realm. And I'll see there's like a note that was underneath the book, and it says, Tigrim, which is the name of the dude. I have improved the arcane lockdown. In case anything happens to the library, it will be almost impossible to leave the building. Even if anything or anyone comes in from the outside, they won't get out again. It would require immense arcane energies to break through. I imagine there's some very silent swearing going on in the study room.
Definitely. Wow, that sucks. That sucks hard. But it's also nice that it feels like the study room is built for someone like Basang, who likes the quiet. But not right now. Not right now.
So you head out, and do you take any of the books with you?
I'd like to take all the books if it's possible.
Yeah. So you just walk out with a stack of books.
Yeah.
As Lysandra is starting to
walk down the hallway.
And Leona, what have you been doing while your friends are off investigating different things?
Yeah, I'm honestly probably just kind of shadowing Lysandra at this point, because if there's humming, then that would kind of seem to indicate some other presence, and we don't know if they're fair or foul at this point. Just trying to provide some backup.
Good call, considering what happened last time she wandered off.
I didn't wander off so much as I just wandered forward along our path. We're fine.
So you all reconvene, start following Lysandra as she follows the sound of the humming. And it appears to be coming from... There's a door literally... Like, you turn and it's immediately to your left. And you can tell it's coming from there.
Do we see any keyholes or anything on the door?
There probably is a keyhole, but when you try the door, it doesn't appear to be locked. You also notice there's just this strange smell. Kind of like the smell lingers around alchemist shops. It's definitely not natural and it stings a little bit.
Hello? Just kind of crack the door a bit.
There's this surprised little gasp and everyone roll perception. Actually, since you're just cracking the door, Lysandra roll perception.
Better perception than initiative. Ew.
True.
That's a 5.
You see nothing, you're just in a library. There's a bunch of books. There's nothing in here. The humming has stopped.
Yeah, I'm just gonna open the door and walk in. With a billow of the cape.
I will be right behind.
Same.
If there are any spirits here, give us a sign.
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Darn it. 11.
There's no response.
I liked your humming.
What are y'all doing?
I shout out as well. Show yourself.
No response.
God damn it.
Does anyone want to investigate this room you're in?
Since we're in a new room, might as well take a look around.
We heard something though, right? In there.
You heard a humming and you might have heard the sound of a gasp when Lysandra said hello in there, and then the humming stopped.
Okay. Yeah, then we should definitely enter it.
So walk in, begin to look around. Give me the investigation.
Big 6.
5.
There are books.
14.
With the 14, you notice that there do seem to be protections around these books. And as you look at some of the titles, it's stuff that maybe not everyone should have access to because it could be potentially dangerous, but it doesn't seem like super dangerous.
I will tap Hugo on the head and ask him if what is in this library, and do you know if there's anything magical that might be protecting these books, or a trap or anything like that?
This was a library hall. It's the main archive on the ground level. The books here are not as dangerous as they are in the cursed books archives. I don't recommend going in there. The main magic here is to protect the books and prevent any theft or unauthorized access.
And that's when Lysandra pulls her hand back from about to grab a book.
Yeah, you were going to grab a book, and let me see. Roll a d6. See what book you almost grabbed. This fits. The book you were reaching for is Philosophy of the Highest Self.
Sounds lovely.
It was written by an author who called himself Master Phaerion. If you would like to roll a history check to see if you're familiar with this book.
Yeah.
Or the person.
28. I sure am.
So, Master Phaerion is a firm believer that some people are born extraordinary and are entitled to demand from others whatever they want. These higher souls are meant to follow their every impulse, disregarding everyone else's opinions as they're infallible. Anyone opposing them deserves to be subjugated. If this man sounds like a narcissist, it's because he is.
That's perfect.
You've read pretty much everything but this book, probably.
And if I go with the character that I've built, then just be like, huh? Grab.
Oh no.
Sleight of hand. See if you can be subtle about this in the slightest.
23.
No one notices. You have the book off the shelf and into your back pocket, and no one notices.
It'll be fine. It's a library. You're supposed to read books and check them out and such. I'm already stuck here. What are they gonna do?
No one's around to tell us not to take the books anyways.
Says Bazan holding a stack of 5 books.
Yeah.
And as you're saying this, you see what looks like a faintly glowing skull just zip out from between some of the books, out the door and across the hall.
Oh shit. I think we should follow that.
Everyone saw that, right?
Yes, that seems bad.
Yeah, let's follow it.
And after all, that was a 6 on the stealth, so everyone saw that.
Yeah, that was not subtle. It's just glowing skull flying across the room, yeah.
Yeah, no, not subtle. So you follow this floating, faintly glowing skull across the hallway, and like as it's like flying across to the door diagonally across, you hear the frantic jingling of keys.
Oh.
Oh, keys. Perhaps one of them is the one that we need.
Yes, keys. They open locks.
Probably that one by the stairs.
Yeah. As the skull flies and goes into the door that when you were stepping out of the storage room, you could see it at the end of the hallway. Just zips into that room.
Shall we pursue?
Yeah, straight up, like running after that thing.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So you chase after, and you bust into the room, and immediately realize... Actually, roll me investigation, or perception as you get into the room.
Either one or perception?
Either one.
21.
18.
25. If we get into combat, I'm gonna start rolling shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
So, as you skid into this room, you remember when the ferret mentioned something about an archive of cursed books? You all quickly realize this is the archive of cursed books.
Oh no.
Oh.
There are several shelves containing, just looking at them, these tomes and grimoires just scream, "I'm dangerous, don't touch me." They have a very similar protection to what the library hall had, as well as like extra protection onto them surrounded by a force field that you will notice there is no dust on the books or the shelves, because the fields cannot be penetrated by physical matter.
Oh. But I'm physical matter.
Is there any sign of the skull?
I'll say you see the skull is attempting to hide behind a pillar, like floating up near the ceiling.
It ran away and hid. No.
It's okay, little guy. We're not gonna hurt you. Probably.
I might. Sorry.
Persuasion with disadvantage. Also, maybe someone else should try.
Too bad I can't use deception instead.
I mean, are you lying?
I probably don't think so.
Also, with how you said that, if you end up harming her, you did say maybe, so...
Yeah, I've got wiggle room. You can't fault me.
So it's not deception.
Persuasion with disadvantage. 15.
I don't believe you.
No, you should. Why don't I lie? Why would I lie? Yes, that second one for sure.
There's no response. Eliana, are you doing anything? Want to try anything?
I'm actually gonna. I know, probably dangerously close to running out of questions, but I'm gonna ask Hugo. Like, hey, do you know what this skull is? Like, what's going on here?
Hugo looks up. The little eyes flash as it's trying to focus on the skull. Stares at it for a second. Says, "Entering deep analysis mode," and just shuts down.
Well,
Oh,
Oh no.
bound to happen eventually.
now time for Hugo.
Is it dead?
So he's no longer like got the little claws in you to make sure it doesn't fall off your shoulder.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll kind of stash it in a pouch or something, and like curl it up and.
Get it all snuggled up in your pocket.
Yep.
Sweet dreams, little guy.
Failing that, I guess I'll just look around this cursed library.
It's the archive of cursed books.
Yeah, Lissandra's busy, like, walking towards the wall and then walking up the wall towards the skull. Because I have slippers of spider climb.
Leona, as you're just looking around, maybe examining some of the books. Okay, the D6 just likes rolling sixes today. So what book do you happen to just kind of look at? I'm assuming we're not touching anything because you cannot physically touch things.
Yeah, I'm not attempting to touch anything. I guess I'm just looking around and trying to find like the biggest, like darkest, like gnarliest book I can find in here. Because if it's a cursed archive, like how cursed are we? Like let's see what the top shelf curse is.
You find a book that is literally called Book of Infinite Darkness.
It's my band name.
So you are examining this very creepy looking book as Lysandra is just walking over to the skull. Give me a stealth check, or are you not being stealthy?
Probably not stealthy so much as just how you would approach a frightened cat. Like, it's okay. Keep your hands where you can see them, no sudden movements, keep them below their level, like just trying to seem like non-threatening.
Another persuasion, but this time you're not at disadvantage.
16. Slightly better.
She doesn't run away. And you see there is a skull that's got a sort of cloud that is around through the head, but you can see through it. And she's staying out of reach when she says, "What do you want?"
Well, I think at this point, the highest priority is probably going to be to leave. But before that, have you seen any strange instruments containing souls lying around by chance?
This place is supposed to stay locked down. Nothing's supposed to leave.
Yes, but we got in. So...
Give me an insight check.
10.
You pick up that she's scared. You can't really tell what of. If anyone else wants to roll an insight as they are listening to this conversation.
22.
13.
So with the 13, you also pick up that she's scared. You don't think it's particularly just of you. You think there's something else. With the 22, she knows something that's down in the bottom, that's down in a lower level, somewhere trapped in this library, and it cannot get out. She will do whatever it takes to make sure whatever is down there does not get out. Also, she's very pissed off at whatever this thing is. There is some anger there.
So, this place is on lockdown, and nothing can leave, and we get that, but can you maybe tell us what's down on the lower level that is perhaps the reason things are on lockdown, that nothing can leave, and why that happened? Maybe.
Give me a persuasion check.
13.
How do I know I can trust you?
Look at that face.
I made friends with this, and I pull out like the limp form of Hugo. I mean, he's asleep right now. Like he's fine. He's fine. He's just asleep. And I stash it back away.
His little fair limbs like wiggling.
Yeah.
Roll again with advantage.
Ugh. Worse. 12.
Why did you even come here? Song's like, that is an excellent question and what I've been asking since we got here.
Yeah, just like nods and sighs.
Well, some of us were interested in, finding famous musicians, and some of us were interested in getting closer to giant rocks, and some of us were interested in, figuring out what was going on with some like soul experimentation or whatever is happening here. And so that's how we ended up here. And then we came in and couldn't get back out.
Oops.
You want to fix things and help, right?
Yes.
I'll wait.
Absolutely.
Group persuasion.
Yeah, keeps getting worse. Now 1.
Good old 12.
25.
You're not sure why, Eliana, but you feel like the skull has suddenly grown very suspicious of you. The skull turns to look at Lysandra and says, okay, I'll tell you what's down there. I feel like I can trust you. Do you know the name is Marith?
I don't know. Do I know the name is Mary?
Do you maybe know the name Tiralzi?
We've never met, but I know the name, yes. Very, very bad. Very bad.
You know the story with him and the Duke?
The banishment thing, or is there something else?
So you know part of it. So as Marith was the leader of the cultists, just absolute sociopath, enjoys causing pain, anarchist, not great. Was the first servant of Chiralzi and got the others to follow. Eventually turned into a monster?
It sounds like they just grew too much, their personality, then.
Yeah, his soul, the thing containing his soul might have broken.
The thing containing his soul?
You said you knew about what the...
With the instruments, yes. How many souls are in here? It's a library.
Is it a library of souls?
So, basically, the Duke decided to deal with the cultists by binding the Reaper Angel Egirio into part of the library, which also helped keep other stuff safe. And the cultists were killed and then burned. And then their ashes were put in urns, which bound their souls into them so they couldn't come back.
And his urn broke?
Yeah, it cracked, and we think the soul got out of the urn.
Oh, that's not good. Not good at all.
Seems bad.
He's been trying to find a way to come back as stronger and more powerful. He's learned how to consume life force of other beings. My name's Samuel, by the way.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Lysandra Eliana Nalerin Quentisway.
That's a lot.
Thank you.
So, I was a servant, and I got to learn stuff about the arcane, and I was always obsessed with the occult, and I found scrolls that told the story of what happened to Ismarith, and
You just get a tinkling of bells.
originally wanted to free him, and that was a bad idea, because, I regret a lot of that decision to come and try and free him, because now he's maybe an undead servant, except I broke free, and then I locked him downstairs, because I want to make sure he never gets out,
Good for you.
because he can't get out.
Okay. Well, then how can we get in to put him back so he can't get out? We're trying to help. I swear, I promise. I think. Yes.
I'm sorry, I can't risk him getting out. He'll make things worse. He'll just try again. And do stuff like this to other people. And the skull bobs up and down. It kind of feels like in her head she's gesturing to herself, except for she is a skull.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Well, how do we stop him? How do we put him back and keep this from happening? Hit him with a big stick?
If you think you're tough enough to kill him, I don't know.
Does one of these books know?
I haven't figured anything out. I mean, if you really want to try, I will lock the door behind you. And I'm not letting you back out until I'm absolutely sure he's gone.
Why don't we look at some of these books and see if there's an answer in here, and then like, you know, list the 5 stacks of books or whatever that Pasang has. Because I did find one about demons in this section.
You can try, but I'm not gonna just like give you the key. If you want to go down there and see what you can figure out and try, then sure, but I can't risk him getting out.
We're not trying to get him out. We want to fix this. There's already been an apocalypse. What more damage does the planet need at this point?
He's right. He's right, there was an apocalypse.
Yeah, I noticed. I was there.
Oh, sorry about that.
I mean, we are already trapped in here, so I guess what's the difference of being
Trapped in the basement?
here and trapped further in here? At some point, it's all trapped.
All right, fine. If you want to do some research, have at it. And then when you're ready to go down, I'll let you go down and lock the door behind you.